Hello and namaste. I'm going to share with you some details on postpartum care according to Ayurveda. I'll give you a little bit of kind of overview of Ayurvedic perspective on that, doshas, balancing them, general guidelines, daily routine, general diet, a little bit on mother-baby massage and how that works into the daily routine, some protocols to take for colic, feeding details, and the progressive approach to introducing foods and things like that into a baby's life, and any other kind of recommendations from there. So Maharishi Ayurveda, its always approach is consciousness based. So we make sure that more than just your herbs are being taken at the proper time, you're waking up and going to sleep at the proper time, but we also want to make sure that you're attaining to your consciousness and making sure that you are finding health on a deep level. A lot of what we focus on has to do with the daily routine and your seasonal routine. You are always manifesting things sequentially. So when we do work at a consciousness level, then everything else kind of after that will start to be developed in a healthful way. And we always look at your doshic balance. So it's really important that you're paying attention to what it is that is going on with you, and what your unique doshic expression is, what your prakriti is, and what your vikriti is, what your true nature is, and what your imbalance is, before you go and kind of adopt an Ayurvedic diet. And we're always trying to increase ojas for the baby and for the mom. So when your doshas are balanced, you are going to experience more balance in your life. For Vata moms, if you balance your Vata dosha, then there'll be less anxiety, there'll be less fear, you'll have better digestion. If you have more of a Pitta nature, then it'll soothe your emotions, help transfer tissues for recovery, and support lactation. And for Kapha moms, the prevention of depression, increasing vitality, and strengthening immunity will happen through balancing the doshas. So generally speaking, after birth, there's a huge movement of this downward energy, or downward apana vata, leaving empty space within the abdomen, and there's often loss of sleep and hormonal change. So we usually try to balance vata in everything we do. And though it is important to make sure that we're kind of paying attention to what your unique imbalance is. But there will, for the most part, be balancing of vata happening postpartum. The tendency is towards anxiety. There's usually a bit of a scattered mind. You're sleep deprived. It's common that there's postpartum depression here, or fear, backaches, headaches, constipation, varicose veins, things like this. So it's recommended that continued care is provided postpartum for about 6 weeks, if possible. So again, this is according to Maharishi Ayurveda. There are important general guidelines to pay attention to for a minimum of 42 days postpartum and up to 2 months. You want to take extra rest. Massage for the mom and the baby is important. The other parent can do self-massage. Be extra diligent with diet and lifestyle and routine. Follow newborn care guidelines and pay attention to specific diet and herbal protocols. General lifestyle and dietary guidelines. You want to avoid working at night, avoid sex for 6 weeks, excessive socializing, traveling for the first 3 months, avoid the cold, avoid moving house, avoid anything that isn't nourishing. Stay away from those like tamasic and rajasic foods, really trying to be very sattvic and balanced during this time. Avoid housework, get some extra help from your partner and from family. Avoid leaving the baby alone You can sling the baby. Make sure you have family around, but make sure that they're close in proximity to their parents at all times if possible. This is going to be really good for just kind of seeding the soul in the baby and making sure that they feel stable and they're building trust. Favor supportive environments and supportive people. Use soft music or listen to the Gandharva Veda. Be around family. Follow feelings and desires. And take in pure foods that increase ojas. Have warm milk during this time with ghee, almonds, honey. Favor ripe oranges and bananas, mung dal, peas, lentils, soaked nuts, soft cheese, and soups. Have light liquid dinners and steamed veggies and grains if needed for a little more substance at dinner time as well. So just generally for Vata moms, you want to favor salty or have moderate sweet and savory salty foods and avoid bitter and astringent foods. For Pitta, you want to have moderately sweet foods and minimize savory and salty foods. And for Kapha moms, same as Pitta, okay? Moderate sweet foods and minimize savory and salty foods. For a general daily routine, it's really important that you're flexible, right? Things will always change. You're getting into new habits with the baby, setting new routines. So you never kind of know what is going to come up. So just be flexible. Always practice your TM. Again, we're really focusing on the consciousness, and we want to make sure that we're attaining to that, the depth of you. So practice your TM. Eat a warm breakfast with milky grains. Nurse, have lunch, any herbs 30 to 40 minutes prior to your massage. And massage, again, the other parent should do self-massage. Take a bath and apply cotton batting afterwards to the abdomen and even further down as needed. Rest, nurse, practice your TM again. And then after that resting period, you can have visitors during that time, a light supper, and if you're hungry later, do a boiled milk and be in bed early. So this massage that you do usually it lasts about 2 hours. They're great for pacifying Vata. It's really soothing to the mom. It increases circulation. You're increasing muscle tone, increasing sleep and rest, and they're really good for digestion, and they're lowering post-delivery complications. So it's important to, best you can, incorporate this kind of care for yourself. And then daily routine for the baby, you want to really pacify Vata for your baby. Usually Vata babies are going to want more milk. Pitta babies will be a little more demanding, and Kapha babies will usually be a little less demanding. So it's important to start observing your baby's doshic or prakriti, right, what their nature is. The baby should be facing the north or the east while they're feeding. Feeding should be done throughout the day more so than the night, or at least working towards that. The baby should never be left alone, should be slung and communicated with, sweetly talked to. No Vata aggravation for the baby. Rock the baby head to toe and massage the baby 1 hour after feeding and before the nap. Now, you can have somebody do a baby massage. There is a protocol to doing so. It's also really beneficial for mom to massage the baby, and you can prepare the bath before, do the massage, and then bathe the baby after, and always make sure that you're protecting their head. You can cover it up. So this massage has the same benefits for the baby as it does the mom. It's increasing circulation. There's neuromuscular advancement for them. It lowers stress. The massage can be started once the umbilicus has fallen off, though. So you want to make sure that you take that precaution. And it's really good for their digestion. It's really good for normalizing their weight. And This bath, after, instead of using soap or any sort of astringents, you can use chickpea or basin flour and water to just absorb the oil, and you can gently blow on their ears and the fentanyl, and that'll activate the nervous system, and just make sure that the room is a comfortable temperature, and things like that. So massage is good for baby and for mom. And the daily routine for the baby as the child grows, you can start to just be sure that the surroundings for the first year especially, but even after that, as they're developing, they're surrounded by family, people that you trust, customs and culture that is relevant to them, that they're a part of. Have the parents around consistently for that first year especially. Give them affection, never use harsh punishment, have order and clear guidelines and boundaries in the house. It's important to teach by example, use good manners, give them time, avoid baby talk or harsh tones with them, and focus on concrete, more tangible things that they can see and understand with all of their senses. Read to them, listen to music with them, and follow Jyotish. Jyotish will kind of reveal these like auspicious times for when things can be done and celebrated and such. So it's important to pay attention to what you're surrounding your child with as they develop. Now, it's common that babies experience colic during this time. It's important to just kind of pay attention to what is happening with their digestion. You can use a little pinch of herbs. MA504 or Veda 2209 can be used with a little bit of milk at the start of feeding. Fennel oil can be used by mom. Fennel, coriander, dill tea is really good, and that'll move through to the baby. And then after burping them, you can lay them on their side on your lap with a hot cup, with a covered hot water bottle. Make sure that it's never directly touching the baby. You can lay them on their left side, and infant massage is also super helpful for colic. So for feeding, you're going to give them breast milk, for the first, say, 6 months. It can, be 6 months to a year, and before you give them solid foods. And there's a whole protocol of what you can do as far as breastfeeding goes, how that should develop, putting a little ghee on a gold spoon and all that. But just if you have those types of questions, you can ask, and I can give you further details. But here you just always want to consider that their age, their dosha balance, their mental balance before you kind of start developing a relationship for them with food. Make sure it's particular to them. Anytime you do add new foods, you want to do one at a time for a week and kind of see how they do with it. You can start with hot cereal with ghee, then some cooked veggies, green beans, carrots, beets, bananas, pears, legumes, dal, homemade yogurt, buttermilks, single juices, so like just a cucumber juice or just a orange juice or something instead of a bunch of mixtures of fruits or vegetables. And then for meats, if you're going to start introducing meats to them, then you can move to chicken first. So using an Ayurvedic understanding of how to care for yourself and your baby during this time is super important. It's really nice to encourage the bond of the family unit in regards to Ayurveda, so that you're nourishing this connection not just with your child, but also this unit, so that things start to be more nourished and intentional from the start. So Ayurvedic protocols can be super beneficial to developing a really happy, healthy family union. So if you have any questions, please let me know, and enjoy.